Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sally Jack's TV mum. I've left myself completely bare this morning. I've just got out of the shower because this week is obviously mental health week, and I did cover a mental health vlog on Monday if you want to go and have a look at it, on all the medication that I used to be on, not just for mental health but also for health reasons, and the reasons why I didn't need to be on that medication that I was put on. So if you get the chance, please go and have a look at it. I'll leave the link below. So here is another vlog about mental health, but in a slightly different way, on ways that I used to try and cope with it when I was in the midst of my really bad times. So this might not help everybody, and when anybody ever talks about mental health, they can only really talk about what they've gone through themselves, and unless you've gone through it, it's really difficult to explain to somebody. So just quickly an outline of what I went through. If anybody's watching me for the first time, I went through slight depression, so it wasn't really severe, but it was slight depression, but I don't know on what scale compared to other people. But my anxiety and my panic attacks were off the scale. So my anxiety was to the point where I was feeling like I was being strangled and couldn't leave the house, and my panic attacks were so bad that I actually thought I was going to burst into flames, and that would actually happen as well on live television. I still work in live television most days, obviously not during lockdown because I'm a shielder, because I've had chest problems, so but just such a difficult time. So that's just giving you an outline. It ended up being iron deficiency. If you want to go and have a look at that, I'll leave all the links below for you to go and have a look. I'm now on a mental health campaign to try and help people in the same situation, because I now don't have depression, anxiety or panic attacks. All I needed was an iron infusion, because iron deficiency, B12 deficiency, vitamin D deficiency, all those deficiencies can actually cause you to have mental health problems. And because our NICE comms guidelines are too wide in all those areas, including folate, they can all lead to mental health problems, and they can lead to a rise of your homocysteine levels, which causes mental health problems. So there's a whole host of stuff that I've done on it. I do public speaking on it. I've got a mental health campaign that was supposed to be starting this month in May, but unfortunately had to be cancelled due to COVID, whichever way you pronounce it, or the coronavirus. So please go and read up on that. So this vlog is about how I used to make myself feel better. So let me just cover that again. I'm not medically trained, and also I can't say that this is definitely going to help you, but these are some of the tips that I used to try and help myself when I was feeling not so good. So one of the things was when you're feeling very low or anxious, or in those kind of areas, one of the things is to stay in bed and sleep. And sometimes that can be the best thing, and sometimes that's what I needed, but sometimes also I needed a rocket up my bottom to get me out of the bed and into the shower, because showering sometimes, I don't know what it was for me, and again, I can only speak for me. I can't tell you, because some people might write in the comment section, well, that doesn't work for me. Well, that's fine. I can only try and help and try and give you what I would have done. So I've had a shower, and this is why I'm leaving myself completely open and bare to you, to show you. Gary's dyed my hair as well. He's done a really good job in lockdown. So what I'm about to do is actually get myself dressed. So having a shower, maybe putting on some nice smelly stuff that you love. I'm also as well going to tan today. So I've exfoliated in the shower. I've exfoliated my face, and that's just made me feel better. It made me feel, I don't know, like I've not now, because I don't suffer now, but it just sort of make me feel revitalised. I'll leave some of the links below of some of the products that I use. Would have treated myself, especially if I was at home and not doing anything, because when you're out at work, you've got to do it and you've got to go. But sometimes actually making yourself feel better, and that could be things like having a shower, exfoliating, doing your nails, putting self-tan on, you know, just doing those bits and pieces, maybe putting a little bit of makeup on. Doesn't have to be too much, just making yourself look and feel better. Sometimes that works in the head. And also one of my major tips is to learn how to meditate. There's some great apps, and I'll leave you a link below of one that I use. So learn to try and meditate every single day. That could be 2 to 3 minutes, that could be 5 minutes, that could be 10 minutes. It sort of brings you back to yourself and back to what you're thinking and back to your body and your own mind. And that really helped for me. Also, as well, as I was going through the tough time with my father's passing over, I still struggle to say those words, actually going for help and talking to somebody really helped me. When I had depression and they put me into you know, going to see somebody and talking it through, it didn't work for me, not for the depression side, but it did help for my dad. So obviously everybody's going to be in different places and everybody's going to have different things, and that's why I say again, and I'll repeat again, this vlog may or may not be for you, but it's just my help of what it did for me.
So here we go, applying my makeup. Now this could be any makeup that you've got at home. It doesn't have to be a particular brand or anything, but I know that I'll always be asked which one, so I may as well cover it now. It's YBF that I'm using to give myself a flawless finish. It gives you a really quick coverage, really quick and easy makeup, and really easy to do. And I absolutely love it. I also plot my eyebrows. I'm a right wuss, I can't wax them. I've never been able to do it. Eyeshadow, again, is the YBF. I'll try and leave a link for that below. That's if both of them are still on offer. If they're not, the link won't be below for you. And then, of course, false eyelashes. Now, this could be a time where you might want to practice how to put on false eyelashes. I know a few of you have said to me that you can't do it, but practice makes perfect. And I use a brand called Wispies by Ardell. I absolutely love them. So, obviously, I've been using false eyelashes for years, so I know how to do it. And then a quick spritz of my favourite perfume, Beautiful.
Getting yourself dressed and up in the morning can often make you feel a lot better. That's how I often found it. So I wanted to show you one of the things that I would have done when feeling very low. Now that might seem very different to you, very different world. It's like I keep on saying, everybody will be different on how they deal with it. Even if we're in lockdown, I don't know whether this could possibly help you. Also, another thing was crafting. I got on with doing bits and pieces, sorting out events. I know that can't be done with the coronavirus going on, but if you've got a daughter or a son's birthday going on at the moment, maybe you could order things in like balloons, etc., and try and make a balloon display. Try and make your own personal card out of crafts, and there's lots of different crafts that you can actually get from Creating Craft. I'll leave you a link to their website. You've got a whole host of things that you could be doing, possibly to sort out that mind, and things like learning a new language, you know, maybe getting some CDs. Michelle Thomas is an amazing person. That's how I learned. I don't speak a lot of Spanish, but I speak a little bit of Spanish, and I learned Spanish through that, through putting his CDs on and listening to them. Maybe listening to them through your headphones of your phone. Maybe there's an app that you can download that you can do. I know that I did a lot on Duolingo as well. Reading a book, reading up about people's lives, reading The Secret. That's a really good one for positive mind. And also another one called Susan Jefferson, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So there's lots of different things that you can do that I've found have really worked for me. But the one thing that's really majorly important that I've learned through all of this, that's about the biochemistry of the body, and that's your homocysteine levels in your head. If you actually speak to your doctor, they will have known what that word is, but they possibly won't be able to go into detail about it, and that's possibly a majority of doctors. I don't know that for certain, but a lot of the doctors that I speak to don't know about this. So I found out that a member of my family has actually got low homocysteine. I'm not going to go into it personally because it's their personal story, but we've sorted it, and we've actually sorted it via food and their anxiety, their a little bit of panic attacks, and also sort of intrusive thoughts, which is leading on to OCD, actually got sorted through food, vitamins and minerals without putting them on medication. So it's something that you could look at. Another thing why we could feel depressed is lack of water. Dehydration makes you feel depressed. If you drink a lot of soda drinks, there's no calorific intake, and actually it can make you feel worse at the end of the day. I know water isn't the greatest thing. I'm very lucky that I like it, but it makes you feel better. Another thing is alcohol makes your homocysteine levels rise, and therefore that's why you feel depressed the day after when you've had too much of it. So drinking alcohol doesn't make you feel good. But the one thing is food, is the nutrients in your body. This is essential, and I know you probably think it's a load of mumbo jumbo, and there was a lady, You Are What You Eat, Gillian McKeith, and she was talking about was absolutely actually correct. It is what you eat, what you put inside your body, and how your mind works. So a lot of so this won't be everybody again, but it will be a percentage of what people's problems could possibly be, and that could possibly be down to what you're eating, what you're putting in your body. Heavily sugared stuff, heavily processed stuff, therefore you become deficient in vitamins and minerals, and that can make you feel mentally ill as well. If you do want help, then please go and get your bloods done at the doctors. There are 4 particular bloods for the area that I know about with mental health. That is vitamin D, folate, ferritin, and B12. And if you can't get that free blood test at your doctor's, you've got to specifically ask for those things, along with transferritin saturation and serum iron. If you can't get those done at your doctor's, then I have done with a blood company where you can go and click on the link, and I'll put it in the description below, for you to be able to go and get those 6 things checked. And you can do it by a finger prick through the post and find out what your levels are. Those levels are imperative. You want...
Hello. Forgot this.
You forgot your nerve gum. I'll see you later, lovely boy. And obviously he kept me going, although I did struggle to even get out of bed some mornings to be able to get on with my day. But children make you have to get out of bed. One thing they always say as well is exercise. Exercise is really important because it kickstarts the endorphins in the mind. The endorphins are your happy hormones. And whereas that is incredibly important for depression, you've also got to be aware that if you work out an awful lot, then you can strip your body of iron that way, because actually you can sweat the iron out, and iron cannot be made by the body. It's an essential amino acid that we need to eat. That's a protein that we need to eat. So if you are working out more than ever and you're iron deficient, then it could actually be making your mental health worse. So there's several different aspects that I wanted just to cover today. But really, truly, it's getting out of bed, having a shower, maybe washing your hair, maybe putting a little bit of makeup on, obviously, putting a little bit of jewellery on, going about your day, finding a craft, finding something to read, finding something to occupy your mind. And that's what I used to do. And again, I know I keep saying it, this may not be for you, but this is how I sorted it. Get those bloods checked. Rule out the fact that you could be deficient. And if you're thinking, no, I can't, then how do you know? You don't possibly know until you've checked it. I wouldn't have even heard of it unless my friend Carrie said it to me 4.5 years down the line. So it could be 4 years, it could be 8 years, it could be 20 years that you've been like this, and your GP has sadly missed it. It's not just GPs that missed it, the obstetrician missed it with me, you know, nurses have missed it with me. So there's a whole story on this for you to go and have a look at. And all I would say to anybody that is suffering with mental health problems is please go and get those vital bloods checked to check that you are not deficient, because if you are, it could just easily be sorted and easily be rectified. If obviously there are other things, that is, if you don't malabsorb in your stomach, then we could have to go into that. But you see the wholeness of what I'm trying to say here, that it could possibly just be that, and water and food. That food, that nutrient for the body is absolutely vital. Little boy's just freaking around. So I wanted to get dressed. I wanted to put up some makeup on today, and I wanted to show you. I've false tanned. I'm going to be doing my nails as well. Not these ones, because I'm trying to sort these out during lockdown. But I'm going to be doing my toenails. This kind of thing just makes you feel a little bit better. Although I am slobbing around in my hoodie, but I'm quite relaxed like that. But in that days when I did, then this would be some of the things that I would do to try and make myself feel better, along with crafting. I do hope this has helped. I do hope this has helped in some way or in some form. But again, I will stress, please go and get your bloods checked. That is vital, because that could be the end of your mental health like it was mine. It might not be, but until you get it checked, nobody knows. Thank you for watching. Bye. My little cheeky boy. Thank you for watching. I hope that's helped in some way. Stay in, unless you can't. Stay safe and stay well during this very dreadful, difficult, challenging times. And I hope for Mental Health Week that has helped in some way for you into feeling a little bit better in your difficult time within your head, because I know that this coronavirus is also going to bring on a lot of more anxiety. And actually touching on that, if your body is already anxious and panicking and depressed through lack of vitamins, if you throw more anxiety on top of it, it's just like throwing more fuel to the fire. So of course your body can't behave rationally. So that's why these deficiencies are so important to tackle first. Love you lots. Stay safe as always. Make sure you're social distancing, and I hope it can be rectified like I was. I think about you, of course I do, because mental health is awful, and it's awful to live with day in, day out, because I've been there, done it, bought the t-shirt. I'll see you later. Love you lots.